Hello everybody, this is Kay. Welcome to my channel, Junking with Gigi. So lately I've been watching some videos from other presenters on YouTube making these tall, skinny journals. And I found them really pretty and interesting, so I thought I'd make one myself, which I have right here. But I thought, and I'm not quite done with this one actually, as far as the decorating and embellishing on the insides. But I thought for this video that I would make another one and take you with me on this little creative journey of making another one of these tall, skinny journals. So on the first tall, skinny that I made this all, I used some food box packaging for the cover, but I made it all just one signature. For this one that I'm going to do on camera with you, I think I'll do two signatures because I brought this packaging box home from work. It was actually this long, and I've cut it down to, let's see, it's 11 by 4 by 5 1/4, or 5 without the spine. Let's see, let me measure that again. 4 1/2, excuse me, 4 1/2. But it's got this nice spine edge, so I thought for this one I would do two signatures and maybe just put a few less papers in them. But this is what I have for my cover. It's a pretty sturdy box. Like I said, I brought it home from work. We had some surgical supplies in it, and we emptied it, and I looked at it, and I thought I can make a tall skinny out of that. For this one, I think I'm going to use this fabric, which I picked this up at a thrift store some time ago, and I haven't used any of it. This one I kind of did like with some light pinks and whites, and there's a little bit of kind of pastel colors mixed in throughout this one. And I just thought I would go a different direction with the color scheme on this one. So I'm going to use this to cover the outside. I haven't decided if I want to have the pattern going horizontal like this or vertical. I think maybe horizontal, and then I can put whatever embellishments I put on the front of the cover going vertically, and that way there'll be a little bit of contrast and direction that way. So let me turn this fabric upside down. I'm going to lay this cover out like this. I'm going to cut around it, leaving about 1 inch all the way around to fold over for the outside part of the cover. So I'm going to get my sewing scissors here. Got some PVA glue here and a glue brush, and the first thing I'm going to do is glue the cover onto the fabric. Now I'm going to miter the corners just a little bit before I start folding over and gluing the edges. start with my top flap first. Just putting glue all along there. I've got a little piece of parchment paper underneath just to keep it from getting all over my mat. Fold that over. Ooh, I've got a lot of glue seepage, but I'm not worried about that. I'm going to be covering the inside as well. I put the glue on a little too heavy there, I think. Okay, turn it around. Do this side, maybe go a little bit lighter on the glue. Maybe I'll put the glue on the cardboard instead this time. And there we have the cover covered. I like to, before the glue is completely dry, I also like to kind of fold it and make sure that there's some give at the spine creases, just to make sure that it's going to close nicely. And I think it's going to work real good like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cover the inside of the cover. And I have a paper pack here from the Paper Studio that the colors of this I think are going to go real nicely with this fabric that I chose. So I just have to find a piece that would kind of look real nice on the inside. Oops. That's pretty. I was thinking maybe something a little lighter. That's really pretty too. Let's go with that one. Okay. This is some, I guess it's kind of cardstock, but it's only one-sided. But it's a real pretty paper pack that I got from Hobby Lobby. All right, so I need to cut this down to fit the inside of this cover. I'm going to leave just a little bit of an edge, like a couple of millimeters is all around the edges. So let me mark this out with my pencil. Hopefully I can find my pencil marks again. There we go. And there goes my blade falling out again. Okay, so there's my first pencil mark. So I've got that cut down to the right size for the inside of my cover. I'm going to do a little bit of, oh, that's my sewing scissors. I try to not use my fabric scissors on paper. I almost forgot there. Just a little fuzz on that corner. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down now to the inside of this cover. Okay, so there we have the cover all glued. I had to go around the edges in a couple of little spots and add a little bit more glue, but it's all glued down now. I'm going to put this under some heavy books for a little bit to let it get good and dry, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the cover glue is all good and dry now. One thing I forgot to do, which I wanted to do before I glued down this inside piece, was I wanted to put a ribbon closure on here running under the paper, but I completely forgot that, but I'm still going to add it on. So I've got a piece of black and gold ribbon here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it here in the middle, and I'm going to reinforce the edge here with some circles that I'm going to punch some 2-inch circles out of this little strip of the extra cardstock that I cut off to reinforce the edges where I'm going to place that ribbon. I'm going to do a double layer like this and glue them together. I've got some Fabri-Tac here. I think I'll use that for this. So I marked it halfway on both sides, and I'm just going to try and line my ribbon up evenly on those marks. So here's the middle, so that's going to be along the spine. And what I'm going to do first, I think, is just tack down one side with a little bit of the Fabri-Tac glue. Okay. And then I'm just going to, sticking, eyeball it. Oops, it moved. Hang on a second. I've got a little glue seeping. Let me just peel that up, make sure it's still in the middle. Yep. Okay. So now what I think I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball it, making a line of glue from here to that mark. So here I go. So I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. Okay, so my 2 circles are dry now. So I'm just going to take them and glue them on either end over the top of the ribbon, just to provide a little bit more strength to keep the ribbons from peeling away from the cover. Ooh, I got a glob of glue. Okay, so I got my ribbon on, I got my circles on, reinforcing the ends where my ribbons come out off the edge of the cover. And one more thing I want to do to the cover is I want to put on some metal corners. So I have here, I have silver, gold, and bronze metal corners for books. I just picked these up on Amazon. And I think I'm going to go with the gold since my ribbon has gold in it. I just think that's going to look better. These just go on the ends like this. And I usually use a little bit of glue in there as well. But you just basically put these on and use some, I use this pair of needle nose pliers to just kind of clamp it down on there. I'll speed this video up while I do that, so to save a little bit of time. Okay, so here is my cover all finished with my gold and black ribbon and the gold metal corners. I'm really loving the way that looks on this fabric, and with the black ribbon and the gold in the ribbon. I love that look. So now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do on the front. So I think I'm going to keep it fairly simple on the cover, staying with the theme of gold and black. I'm going to cut the letters for journal out on this gold cardstock that I have. I'm using this Tim Holtz Sizzix set of dies. It's called, I don't know, Thinlits ABC. The number here, in case you're interested, is 665924. And I've backed this cardstock onto some of this Sizzix adhesive sheets. Okay, sorry about that. My doorbell rang and I had to go and accept a delivery. So I've got this lined up here and put my top plate on and run this through my Sizzix Big Shot. Okay, that turned into kind of an ordeal, trying to get all these letters off of that out. I had to end up taking my little tiny scissors to a few spots where it didn't cut all the way through, but I finally got them all removed and cut out, and now I just have to decide how I want to put these on the cover, and I can't even pick them up. Let me get something here. So, oh, I guess they'll stick to my finger. I can do it like that. So I have some black lace here that I think maybe if I put some of this down and put the letters on top, maybe they'll show up a little better. Thinking about something like that. Maybe a little piece of lace under that of a lighter color. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with this. I've got some cream colored wide lace with my black lace on top of that, and then the words journal going down like that, kind of at a slant. So let me get my Fabri-Tac and get going on putting all this down. Okay, so the cover is complete now. I went ahead, even though this was on adhesive back paper, I went ahead and added a little glue to the letters just to make sure they would adhere down really well. And I am super happy with the way this looks. I just love it. It's simple but yet elegant. The color theme with the black and the gold, with the reds and kind of bronzy colors. So that concludes the making of the cover part of this Tulle Skinny Journal. I've decided to do this in a couple different parts so that my videos aren't too long. In the next part, I'm going to dive into my stash and pick out the papers for the signatures and do some pre-binding decor and bind those into this beautiful cover. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.